Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is going to be my first YouTube video ever. I decided to talk about the election of all things, go figure. So I'm going to jump into it, give you my opinion on things, how I feel the polls could be wrong, how they could be right, and just overall jump into some of the news stories that I came across. So let's get into it. So the first website we're going to look at is 270towin.com. It's the 2020 presidential election polls, and we'll see what they have to say about everything. This page displays the current 270 to win polling average for each state. Where that is not applicable, the most recent 2020 presidential election poll is used. The average methodology is summarized below the table. So we'll check this out. See, I wish they knew, or I wish we knew how they actually did this, how they got into it. I think, they call 100 people from each state and ask them their opinion. I know I've been called a few times and I just hang up on them. I'm not going to give them my opinion. I don't think it matters to them. I think the polls are flawed. As you can tell by the 2020 or 2016 election, the polls were pretty off thin. There was meltdowns across the board. So it shows, shows Biden leading in every state. Oh, it shows Trump leading in Indiana, Iowa, Missouri. I live in Arizona. I haven't met one Biden voter. Obviously I live in a small town, mostly red county, but I haven't seen any Biden signs, flags, or anything. Shows him winning in Iowa, Texas, South Carolina, Utah, Wyoming, Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Montana, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Dakota, West Virginia, Kansas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Idaho, Nebraska, North Dakota. So we get the gist of it. I don't believe Biden's leading in Florida. I don't believe Biden is leading in Florida. Sorry, can't talk. A little nervous. First video. They say the Latino Hispanic vote, Trump's polling like 50% down there. Last I saw, that was a week ago. So that's 270 to win. 538 shows Biden getting 319 electoral votes, where Trump gets 125. That'd be a complete blowout. I think if it is, it's going to be a lot closer. I don't think it'll be a blowout either way. I think Trump's going to win. I think it'll be close. But if you just look at the support for Trump, it's off the charts. What did he have? Almost 60,000 people at his rally in Pennsylvania. He's going to 4 or 5 rallies a day. 70-something years old, guy has more energy than I do. So, I brought up the 2016 polls on November 1st. I just want to take a quick look at them. So it shows Trump only had a 25% chance of winning the election, while Clinton's chances have dropped to 74.1%. That was on November 1st of 2016. They say that was right after that big email scandal with Anthony Weiner's laptop. I remember that. They were going crazy, and then the whole Comey thing, and the AG meeting with Bill Clinton on the plane. It was just craziness ensued over that. So at one point you had everyone on the left hating Comey, and then everyone on the right hated Comey, and Now he's just parading around bashing Trump. So it is what it is there. So this is some news I saw today. Pennsylvania officials warn of election result delays due to thousands of mail-in ballots. See, this is what's frustrating, is they upended our whole way of doing our elections months before the election because of COVID. I understand there's people that are at risk, and I don't want anyone to get COVID, but we have the precautions now. We know how to social distance, hand sanitize, wear masks. I don't think we needed to do the mass mail-in voting. It just, they complained in 2016 that Trump was helped by Russia, and they got him into the White House, which was, that was still up in the air, all that. But there was nothing in the Mueller report, really. They went after obstruction of justice instead of the actual election interference, and a couple companies that were based out of Russia got brought charges, which I believe they're still in court and fighting. I'll have to look into that in a different video. I mean, it's old news, the media cycle, it's whiplash. 1 minute there's a huge story, next minute it's gone, according to the report. That makes no sense. On Wednesday, a press release from the commissioners Cumberland County stated the counting of ballots would begin the day after election to ensure both votes cast at the polls and mail-in and absentee ballots are properly counted. This action fully complies with state law, the release noted. Due to available resources in COVID-19 pandemic, this will allow the county to give equal weight to in-person and mail-in absentee ballots. The Board of Elections, comprised of Cumberland County Commissioners, is committed to counting every vote and certifying the results in Cumberland County until every eligible vote officials in these counties will begin counting ballots on Wednesday, according to the report. On Wednesday, a press release from the commissioners of Cumberland County stated the counting of ballots will begin the day after Election Day to ensure both votes cast at the polls and mail-in and absentee ballots are properly counted. See, I don't have a huge problem with the mail-in ballots, but I think all signatures should be verified. I think they should have to sign up like absentee ballots. I just, something as important as, the presidential election, I don't think should be handled willy-nilly and just low security, especially after all that stuff in 2016 that the left claimed happened. I think there should be, if we want secure and fair elections and every vote to count, I think it should be secured with signatures. You should go sign up at a polling place to verify your address and that your ballot, if you request a mail-in ballot. I don't think they should just did mass mail-outs like they did. Just leaves way too much open for mistakes, and I'm not going to say there was fraud, but things can happen. So the county commissioner stated all election results from polls will be posted beginning at 8 p.m. on the Bureau of Elections website, while mail-in and absentee ballots will be posted on the site each day after the count. I think they should have officials from both campaigns and all over the country going through this together. So, we know there is no shenanigans going on. All eyes on deck. I don't know why it has to be all secret as far as the counting process and verifying the ballots, and this is just going to turn into chaos. We all see this storm coming. It's just nothing good is going to come of any of this for either side. The day before the election, this could get dragged on for weeks, and stores are already boarding up because there's going to be riots. I mean, this is just outrageous. And then you have big tech censoring people. Like, we'll get into this right here. This is crazy too. Trump-Biden camps duel over possibility of a winner being declared on election night. The Biden campaign said under no scenario can Trump declare victory on election night. Under no scenario? What if it's a complete blowout? I'm not saying it will be, but what if Trump is leading by so much that the remaining votes don't matter? Even if all of them came in for Biden, Trump would still win. So under that scenario, Trump can't declare victory. It's they want to drag this out. It sounds like they want more chaos than they do an actual fair election. It's just crazy. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden's campaign sparred Monday over the possibility of a winner being declared on election night, with Trump's campaign accusing Democrats of wanting to delegitimize votes and Biden's campaign saying there's no scenario the race will be called for Trump on Tuesday evening. See, I kind of agree. It seems like they want to delegitimize votes. On Monday, the President Deputy Campaign Manager Justin Clark said in a statement that Democrats are panicking because Biden has not run up a large lead in early votes in battleground states, which is true. I saw some of the stuff, and I could be wrong. I'm prone to mistakes, but I saw that they didn't get nearly the jump in mail-in ballots like they thought and build the leads they thought they would need coming into the day of the election, because everyone keeps saying a red mirage, because that's when all the Republicans are going to go vote in person, so they make sure their votes get counted. So we'll see how that goes. Biden's political operatives have already been distributing talking points and research to delegitimize election day results by coaching surrogates to refer to the president's election day success as a red mirage. The operatives are advising surrogates and media to create a smokescreen by casting blame all around, imagining postal delays, or falsely claiming that mail-in ballots have simply not been returned should be considered legitimate votes that need to be counted. See, if they're not turned in already, they should be thrown away. If they're not turned in by tomorrow, they should be thrown out. Unless they're postmarked with a fair signature. I mean, if people are waiting to the last minute to vote, that's their problem. For a battle, and people are just going to riot in the streets while all this is going on. I don't know. I just see chaos coming down the pipe. I don't like it. I'm sure a majority of Americans don't like the chaos that's going to ensue, and the results being drug out, and people burning buildings down. It's just chaos. This isn't how a first world country does things. I don't get why people are pushing for it. But anyways, in lighter news, I thought I'd cover this too. This is funny. So a family-owned bakery located in Hatboro tells Fox News that the shop's Trump-themed cookies are vastly outselling its Biden-themed cookies by a margin of almost 6-1, with some customers driving from neighboring states in order to get their hands on the treats. So a lady, she does this for the last 4 elections, I believe. She does a cookie poll. What's more, Kathleen had previously touted that the informal cookie poll, which she's held for the past 4 election cycles, has accurately predicted the outcome of the last 3 elections. We plan on tallying them tomorrow night to do our final tally, she told Fox News on Monday morning of the bakery's cookie poll, which kicked off around 2 months back. But right now, Donald Trump is still in the lead. We sold about 28,000 Trump cookies to 5,000 Biden's. Wow, that's pretty crazy. She says Trump cookie sales should probably approach 29,000. Well, what about Biden's? Those look like some good cookies. I wonder if they're sugar. As a fat kid, I love me some sugar cookies. After a final tally on Tuesday night, however, Kathleen said she'll stop counting up the cookie sales even if the actual election drags on for days past November 3rd. See, even the cookie people are saying the election's going to drag on. This is definitely by far the busiest we've ever been. Yeah, because if you look at the support for Trump, it's off the chain. Just look at the rallies. Even if you don't believe me, just look at some of Trump's rallies and some of Biden's rallies. I mean, it's crazy. There's thousands upon thousands of people at Trump's rallies, and you get 6 people at Biden's surrounded by circles. And they say, oh, it's because they want to be super spreader events. Get out of here. That's an excuse if you ask me. People are taking precautions. They're wearing their mask. If people can walk into Walmart, they can go vote, in my opinion. But I understand people wanting to be safe too, so I don't fault anyone. COVID's a real thing. People need to take precautions. But I mean, kind of proves the point that if people are willing to go see Trump speak, risking COVID. That's crazy. In a larger sense, the owner explained that the famous cookie pull aims to serve as fun, which we need a lot more of nowadays, outlet for customers, not to make any political statement. And above all, Kathleen says she's thankful for her business thriving as the pandemic continues. Well, that's all the news I'm going to cover about this the night before the election. So, like I said, this is my first YouTube video. I'm still learning how to edit, record. I'm new to this. Being on camera, I'm still a little shy. If you thought I did a good job, give me a like, subscribe. I'm going to start making continuous content. My channel is going to be roughly about sports, politics, video games. I'll probably do some reviews or talk about games I like, TV shows, movies, just stuff I enjoy. That's why I call it the topical tuber. It'll be different topics I like to discuss, and maybe interact with certain people. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.